Good evening. We'd like to open the planning board meeting of Wednesday, May 24th at 7:02 p.m. And present tonight we have Marcia Wagner, Vice Chair. We have Pam Humphrey, Clerk of the Board. We are expecting Guy Horn, but he's not here yet, and Mark Marciotti, Chairman. We also have our Town Planner, Don Johnson. So we will get right into the agenda. First item is the approval of the meeting minutes from April 26th and May 10th. Have those been sent to us previously, Don?
You haven't, it took a while for completion on those. You haven't really read them, you haven't received them.
The what?
We received them directly, you haven't read them yet.
Okay.
They just finished, so maybe that should be taken up the next time. As far as the 26th of April, at the last meeting, Guy didn't feel comfortable with that one because he weren't there.
Okay. So you're saying that you guys didn't approve any minutes from last meeting because I wasn't in attendance. So your suggestion is that we approve the April 26th meeting minutes, but not May 10th?
April 26th is the time there was a quorum. Guy didn't feel comfortable last time acting because he was the only one there who was at the meeting last time. So maybe you want to wait till he gets here? It's up to the board. Minutes are really very brief because that was a session where there wasn't any quorum.
It was just you and Guy here that night,
Okay.
so we can't
Right.
vote.
Well, technically you can, but
Were you on the phone that night, Marcia?
no, it wasn't even that. But as long as you have read the minutes, you don't have to have been in attendance.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
So, if you guys read these, I'm comfortable looking for a motion to approve the April 26th meeting minutes. But if you have not and you want some time, we can do that next time.
I have read them.
If you just give me 1 minute, I'll
Sure.
quickly, might as well just do it tonight.
Okay.
Feel fine?
Pretty short.
Yeah. I feel good.
Okay. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of April 26th.
So moved?
Okay, we have a motion
I'll second the motion.
and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Unanimous? So we will sign these. You want 2 copies signed or 1, Don?
One is sufficient.
You have an extra pen?
I might have one.
Is it extra?
Yeah, I got a lot of extras.
Thank you. Okay, and we'll push off the May 10th meeting minutes. So we'll move into item B as we're signing this, the A&R, 41 Corbin Road, Neil and Yvette Gonya. Want up? Is there a sign-in sheet, Don? You guys wouldn't mind signing? Oh, thank you.
You'll be borrowing your pen.
Here's a spare.
I'll leave one there. Thanks, Don.
Yeah.
You need one?
No,
Yeah, use everything. Oh, you can leave it there. Oh, okay, okay, great, thank you. Perfect, thank you.
Okay, thank you. You just leave it right here. Right here.
Okay, if you guys want to just give us an overview of what you're looking to do, that'd be great.
My name is Zachary Gless. I'm the surveyor and the representative for the project. I'm from Existing Grade Incorporated. Currently, Mr. Gagnon owns 41 Corbin Road, and there's two parcels there. It's assessor map 215, lot 44 and 45. The portion of this A&R is to remove, to eliminate lot 45 and push that into lot 44. And then in doing so, create a new buildable lot on the easternmost side of the property along Corbin Road.
Which lot are you talking about? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
The one at the,
In
by the garage? Is that the,
By
the
the one
one?
that has the garage and barn
By
right
Kathy
there, that's the
Dalton?
current lot, it's a real light gray line right now, that's the existing lot, and we're gonna be removing that lot. Because he owns both of those.
The lot is just inside the other lot. What-
So this lot right here? Oh, okay.
Yeah, lot
The two-acre
45.
lot that's in the middle of,
Oh, okay.
So this is existing.
Yeah, that's
And they're gonna
existing, we're gonna be
remove that.
removing that, and then also creating a buildable lot in the,
northern corner.
yeah, kind of on the eastern side, up
To the right side of
up
the.
over here along
from the
Corbin
road,
Road, this
the
is
right
gonna
side
be
of the
a
barn.
new lot.
Okay.
Right by the
Yeah.
garage.
Do I have the wetland shown down there?
Yep.
To the right side, yeah.
Okay.
Right here.
And that new lot meets all of the zoning requirements for the residential 15 area over there. And, you know, there's no new non-conformities created by either removing that lot or creating this one.
Okay. And are you gonna build on this lot?
Yes.
I see wetlands with an arrow towards the wetlands, so where's the building gonna go?
It's gonna go where the text for tract 2 is. Jason Dubois of DC Engineering is doing a site plan for this, and that will get submitted.
Okay.
Okay, so you'll meet all the setback, you have enough room to meet all the setbacks to the
Yes.
wetlands and whatnot?
Yep, absolutely.
A couple of waiver requests, but I don't, there's an issue with them. One was the topography of the land at a contour interval of 2 feet, because that will have to be done when the building permit comes in anyway, so.
Because the site plan will show that it'll show the contours, then it'll show the access to the site and show that it's accessible.
Right. Evidence that each building lot to be created has adequate access, including access to the road. Okay.
That's a waiver too, I don't see an issue with that. The profile of the existing grades is the proposed access to the lot, again, that'll be addressed with the building permit, I don't see any issues with that one.
Okay.
I'm not sure I understand this waiver. They're not asked, they can't prove that, including access to the roadside. Why is that a waiver?
Evidence that each building lot to be created has adequate access, including access road to the site.
Why would that be a waiver?
Well, to show that you can actually get to the site from the road, but again, the site plan's gonna show the driveway coming in for the access to the site. I mean, it's a flat lot with the road, there's nothing going on
Mhm.
between the lot and the road, it's just that site plan will show all the grading and show all the access for the new building going in there, so it'll
Yeah.
address all 3 of those items.
There's 180 feet on the road, so.
Yeah.
Way more than frontage is necessary.
Yeah, we're not approving the building. It's just that the
Just a lot
lot is,
out there, yeah.
the lot is able to be created.
But there is gonna be a building put on it.
Don, do you have any issues, any,
Nothing but- Not with this one, no.
comments?
Pretty straightforward.
Okay.
There's quite a bit more area in frontage than is required for the district.
Mm-hmm.
It's about 15, so.
Okay. Anyone, any other questions? Dan, any questions?
No.
No? Marcia, any others?
I'm good.
Can I just ask, what kind of horses do you have? I know that property, so, that beautiful barn.
We've got 3, they're rescue horses is what we
Uh-huh.
have right now, yeah. My wife decided she wanted something else to do. She only works 3 days a week now.
Oh.
Very great. So I guess I'm entertaining a motion to first approve the waivers of the A&R plan, and then of the lot change.
I'll make a motion to accept the waivers for the A&R plan on 41 Corbin Road, owner Neil Gagne.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the A&R plan, 41 Corbin Road, Neil Gagne, deed book 55642, page 386, tax, Dudley tax map 215, parcel 44. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, unanimous. So the A&R plan waivers have been approved. Now I'll entertain a motion to approve the lot A&R plan.
So I just have to read all that stuff all over.
Yeah, same thing.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the A&R plan for the location at 41 Corbin Road, Dudley, Mass. Owner applicant Neil Gagne, for deed books BK 55642, page 386, Dudley tax map 215, parcel 44.
Okay, we have a motion
I'll second the motion.
and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay. You need 2 paper, 1 Mylar signed?
Yeah, at least 2 paper. Yes,
Do you have
You
a
can-
Sharpie?
I do. I have about 5 of them. One of them should work.
Well, we only need 1. Twenty-four.
24?
Yeah, today's 24.
4, yeah.
I lost a day.
Yes, you probably seem short compared to Monday.
I got power.
Back to the century.
We all set on it?
Yeah, you guys are all set?
Oh.
Easy, huh?
Yep.
You take the plan with you.
You said to wait for the plan.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh, I didn't sign this one.
that's signed and that's signed, those are for Don. And then these are just extras, I guess, so whatever he wants to do with these. So those are the extras. And then did you sign this, Marcia? Or which one did you sign? On the waivers?
Right here?
Oh, yeah.
Do we all have to sign that, or?
Yes, I thought.
Form, you haven't reached form.
Where's the, Form H for the?
Waiver.
Right here.
These are signed.
Okay, so next item is a minor site plan review application for, application of New England Realty Ventures LLC, property located at 10 West Main Street for a Dunkin' Donuts drive-through only facility. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. My name is Jack O'Leary with SciTech Environmental. Here are the site plans for the project. We should be coming out and having a open hearing for us. The site in question is located at 10 West Main Street, which is close to the Webster Town line and the French River. The site is the one right next to the former laundry facility that was demolished recently by Mass Electric. It used to have a gas station on it, which was closed down for a while, and the building has recently been demolished. What is proposed is a Dunkin' Donuts restaurant. It's a building that's about 750 square feet. It's fairly small because the lot's fairly small. And it's a little different than your typical Dunkin' Donuts because the building is so small it can't accommodate a dining room, so it's a drive-through only building. It's located a little bit closer to the street than the old gas station building was. And the site would be essentially almost completely renovated by this project. What we would be doing is, if you look to the left, there is a
You can take that mic with you if you want to go up there. Yeah.
Oh, okay, thank
Yep.
you. Right now, there's an existing driveway here and a wide existing driveway here on the left side of the property near Ardlock Place.
Mm-hmm.
And this plan shows this driveway remaining and becoming an entrance only, this driveway being created next to it as an exit only, and this wide curb cut being eliminated, and the sidewalk would replace it. So the driveways would be in conformance with the bylaw and good engineering design. Behind that closed driveway, there'd be a new strip of landscaping, which would tie into some landscaping around the existing maple tree in the left rear. That tree looks like it's pretty good shape, so we propose to maintain it as part of this development. The building itself is what's highlighted here in pink. The traffic pattern is counterclockwise. Cars would come in this driveway, enter the drive-through lane, order at this window, and then once the order is placed, pull forward, wrap around, and pick up their order at this window, and then pull out this driveway and leave. We are creating some parking spaces here and here, and a handicap space located right here. Those, the bylaw would require 4 spaces for a building this size. We're proposing a total of 8, so we exceed the bylaw requirement. And since it's drive-through only, they'd really only be used by employees. There is a proposed dumpster, fenced-in dumpster located here. This area is paving, just striping on the paving, defining that handicap space. There's a walk around the back of the building for loading and for employee access. And then there's some landscaping wrapping around the building here as well, and some landscaping between the driveways. So the site's going to end up with somewhat more landscaping than it has now, and certainly landscaping in better condition than it has now. The site, I should point out, the site is open. There's no barrier between the back of the site and the existing mill. My understanding is the property owners have an agreement to maintain that open. This site doesn't require that to be open, but should somebody need to, say, escape through the, escape this drive-up lane for some reason, there's an opportunity for them to do so. And it also helps make sure there's plenty of access for emergency vehicles from every direction. Though we did model this, and fire trucks can get through this site fairly well.
What's the easement for? Just
This easement here?
the one to the top of it.
Oh, that's the sewer easement. Which brings me to the next subject as far as utilities and that sort of thing. The existing sewer is back here, and the existing building was tied into that. We intend to make a new connection back there per the DPW requirements. Likewise with water, water is located out in West Main Street. We'll be making a new connection there. We'll be doing underground gas, telephone, electric. So all the utilities would be underground. Right now the site sheet flows, the stormwater sheet flows off the site this way down into the gutter, some of it into an existing catch basin here, and the remaining comes along the gutter and hits a catch basin near the bridge over the French River. That pattern's being maintained. The grading's essentially being unchanged with this proposal. We're maintaining the same slope. We took a good look at stormwater options which are very limited on the site, and the conclusion is that we were going to be adding a water quality inlet structure to this existing catch basin in West Main Street and maintain that as long as the DPW was happy with it. And they so far haven't expressed any concerns about it. They don't seem to think it's a bad idea. It's a little tricky to make things work because the catch basin is very shallow. We've got not great soil in the site, so that's what we're having to do. Now the reason we're here is that this is a restaurant use. There's two categories in the bylaw for restaurant uses that might apply. One is restaurant use with service outside the building. The exact wording: restaurants for serving food not confined to service within the structure. The other potential use it could fall under is drive-through type services not within the structure. In either case, the zoning bylaw requires a site plan approval by you before a building permit can be issued. We do have other permits for the site, and we've actually received most of them. The site is about 170 feet from the edge of the French River, which means a fringe of the riverfront area overlies the right-hand side of the site. Conservation Commission has reviewed it and issued a negative determination, meaning they won't take jurisdiction if this plan is followed. So that's essentially an approval by the Conservation Commission. The site's also in the Groundwater Protection District. We've met with the Board of Commissioners, and they've determined that based on the way the plan's prepared, they don't really even see a need for a permit. So they've essentially approved it. And last but not least, we've been in front of the zoning board. The lot is 13,000 square feet and some change. The minimum lot size in this district is 15,000 square feet. So it's a pre-existing non-conforming lot, and that required a special permit through the zoning board. In addition, the building inspector has issued a determination that the line along the mill and back is the rear yard where it should be measured from. The rear yard in this district is 35 feet, and the existing building did not meet that requirement, and this proposed building comes closer to meeting that requirement but still does not meet it. So we needed a zoning board variance. A few weeks ago we obtained a positive vote on both of those permits from the zoning board. So essentially we have everything in place except for our site plan approval, so we would appreciate your review of it, and if there's any questions I can answer or anything else I can provide, let me know.
So you said that the zoning board had approved those two issues, lot size and the driveway width? Is that what it was?
The setback variance.
Setback.
The rear yard.
Right. And
Yes, they voted on it, but they haven't actually issued a decision to my knowledge. I haven't seen it yet.
okay. And you attended a meeting and presented this to them, and you said that they did not take a vote at that meeting?
I'm sorry, they did take a vote at that meeting, but they have not yet issued the written decision for the vote.
Okay, was it an affirmative vote?
Affirmative vote, yes.
Okay.
Yes, sorry.
Okay, so the questions that I have are, what is your car stack quantity? How many cars till they get to, till they're in the road?
From the pickup window back to the order window, there would be 4 cars stacking there.
Okay,
And from the order window back to the street, it's 5.5, maybe 6 cars before we get to the property line, not the sidewalk, but the property line. If there's a whole nother car, if you count the sidewalk and the gutter.
okay. And then if someone's in line, they haven't placed their order, and they want to escape, you said that there's not a curb cut in the back?
There's no barrier to someone crossing over that line and going onto the paving that's on the mill property.
Okay,
There are some parking spaces towards the dumpster. If they were occupied, they obviously couldn't drive through that space, but there's, that line
right.
all the way along is open.
Well, it's likely that they'll have a curb stop too, right, or a stone on the parking?
Yeah, we aren't proposing any, no.
No,
We
okay.
didn't want to impede that access.
Okay. So there's just, it's just gonna, the asphalt is just gonna marry up with the mill asphalt? It's just gonna be,
Yes,
One.
it's going to be flush. It's
Yeah,
going to be,
okay,
yes. There would be paint striping designating the
Yeah, yeah,
drive-up lane.
okay,
That has signs and graphics on the paving and all that, but
Mhm.
it's open. It's helps with things like snow plowing and,
right,
so it's
okay.
a feature.
And Don, has Graves Engineering seen this
I
plan?
dropped it off as a lister the other day, yes, he has it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we have a consulting town engineer that sounds like the plan was dropped off too, and we usually like to just check in with them to make sure that there's nothing that we're missing, kind of as lay people in this board. It's good to have a professional set of eyes have a look at it, but those are the questions that I had. I don't see any major glaring issues, and I appreciate the way you presented and sharing you know, what the other boards have said up to this point. Anyone else?
Yeah, I don't have any questions right now.
Just wanted to make a point that
Yes.
there's a whole this big list of boards and commissions and departments that this copy has to be left with the site plan. The Conservation Commission has already ruled on it. They've issued a negative determination. And the Zoning Board of Appeals obviously already ruled on it. And I don't see any point in leaving them with a copy of the site plan. They've
You don't
already
see
ruled
any
on it.
point in what?
Leaving them a copy of the site plan to look at again because they've already ruled on it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, as long as you have a copy of that ruling, then no
I do.
problem.
Well, I don't have copies of the Zoning Board decision yet, but it's probably coming within a week or so.
Yeah, but to my point, I guess, is just, yeah, I don't have an
Sure, on
issue
file.
with not sharing the plan with them as long as you have that, you know.
Make sure they're on file, sure.
Okay.
That'll be before we finish the end of this plan.
And when do you anticipate Graves getting back to us?
I don't know, but if we don't hear from the departments and commissions and so forth that we've sent it to, they have 35 days to get back to us. We have 55 days to act on it as a minor site plan.
Okay.
So I'd say within a few weeks. I didn't talk to Jeff today, but he left a brief message on the phone, and he said that he had received it, so.
Okay. Marcia?
Given the way the plan looks, my question would have been the same. If someone wants to bypass where you go to pick up the order, is there room? And I understand that they will be able to go on the middle part of the pavement to do that. So, that was my question. Do we wait to hear from Grace to make,
That would be my recommendation.
okay.
There's 3 weeks between now and the next meeting, so that maybe we have a little bit longer than we normally would. So we'll see what comes through.
Mhm. Is it your recommendation that we wait for Graves? I mean, that's
Oh,
my,
yeah,
that's my feeling. I mean, I
It's-
just
it's
need,
all
we just
part of
need a
it.
professional opinion.
It's part of it, sure.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And then is there anyone in the audience that'd like to speak on this agenda item? Okay, sounds like you've answered our questions, and it certainly doesn't appear that there are any barriers on our end from what we can see, and it appears that you have done all your due diligence with the other departments that are necessary. So I suspect that by the time of our next meeting, we would be in a position to, to take a vote and give a clearance on this minor site plan review.
Oh, great, thank you, that'd be great. Yeah, in the meantime, if the engineer has any written comments, if you can send them my way, I'll see if they are addressed.
Okay, great. Yeah, we usually do share those as we get them, so,
I'm sure I'll be in touch with him next week.
okay.
Great, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Item D, discussion on finishing construction of and acceptance of uncompleted and unaccepted subdivision streets. I know that's been kind of ongoing. Any new news, Don?
Yes, three subdivisions.
Okay.
Dave's Way was accepted Monday night?
Yeah, that's great. Good work, team. I mean,
Yeah. We had to, you asked me to take a look at the subdivision for Eisenhower Road Drive,
mhm.
see if there had been any kind of word about the size of the cul-de-sac. There was nothing about the size of the cul-de-sac. The record, there was nothing in the planning board vote, nothing from the fire department, nothing in the minutes, nothing in the file, so it was approved that way. And then Tony has approached me
Mhm.
about a couple things.
Okay. You want to come up, Tony?
My turn?
Sure.
Here, we have a spare.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night, thank you.
Yeah, I give this one, I'll take this.
I meant to ask about customers inside. It sounds like their customers don't have access to go inside. It's
Oh,
just
no, it's like the one in
Webster.
I don't know if it's about the same size.
Yeah,
It appears to be about the same size. It is sort of a new prototype. they
so
have.
it's just employees inside.
Just employees.
It looks like a
It
bigger
seems-
building than,
It might be. They seem to have about four employees at
yeah.
one in
Mhm.
Webster.
Okay, Tony Sakara,
Mhm.
and you want,
You're just going to give us an update on,
Well, it's a little more than that. I
Oh.
was asked by Tony's attorney, and on his behalf for Hill Financial Group. Apparently, Hill Financial wants to be certain that they don't have any obligation to bond any other lots in the subdivision. They want certification from us that phases 1 and 2 are the only ones that are bonded. And phase 3 isn't. That's essentially it. 'Cause apparently Tony's doing some refinancing, and they just want to be certain that they don't have any obligations in what he's refinancing. New lots that he's financing, rather.
So, these subdivision control documents are, cover what? Phase 1, 2, and 3?
Phase 1 and 2.
Phase 1 and 2 only?
So, well, the three-party, tri-party agreements,
The what?
the tri-party agreements, the three-party agreements we have in place. There are 2 of them. One
And
for phase
what-
1,
What, the,
the amount of about $300,000, and one for phase 2, the amount of about $400,000.
Okay.
so the 2 are for 1 and 2,
That's right.
okay.
Through his attorney, Hill Financial Group is asking for a letter from us, just saying that, just spelling it out. That's what this, you have the draft in front of you.
Oh, this, okay, from,
Thomas L. McLaughlin.
yeah.
So what are we being asked to do? I'm not quite sure what.
Just to verify that the tri-party agreements that he has between us and the bank and
So,
financial.
so a subdivision, when a subdivision is developed or approved, a surety is kept, and it's a bank that the applicant would come with, and they ensure that if the contractor were to renege, that there would be funds there that we could finish the subdivision.
The town, it's up, the town would
That
finish
the
it?
town would be able to, hire contractors to finish the subdivision. And so we have that surety on phase 1 and phase 2, but the bank or the attorney is just looking to clarify that we don't assume or identify that we have surety on, or think that we have surety on phase 3, because it sounds like phase 3 might not happen, whether it is or isn't gonna happen, but that there's no surety covered on that now.
Can
No
I
surety
step
right
in?
now.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I start this project with Yale financing. So I pay off my loan, but we still have that tri-party agreement for phase 1 and phase 2.
Mhm.
So since I don't owe them any more money on the land, they don't want to be part of whatever is left there now. So this letter is just to confirm that the tri-party agreement, the two tri-party agreements that we have is for phase 1 and 2. And from station 10 to station 29, the one that I'm working now, they don't want to have nothing to do with that. They want the planning board to know that they totally out of there.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm
So-
going to have another bank. I'm working with another bank to build the houses and the road work, because I'm
Right.
ready to work on the road work.
But, so you're already constructing phase 3, correct?
Right, I'm
Okay.
working on it.
So what surety do we have on phase 3?
We don't have any yet.
Not
We
yet.
have the covenant.
Huh?
We have the covenant. We don't have any financial
Okay.
security
Is
yet.
that the order in which it's supposed to go?
Generally, typically a builder might build up to the base coat of the roadway and then start to build houses to get money back to finish the rest of the roadway.
Yeah, but with our new subdivision, and I know that he's grandfathered into the other one, but
This is, yeah, okay.
with our new subdivision proposal or requirements, aren't we required to have surety before construction begins?
Before construction of the homes,
Construction of the homes?
yes, that's right.
Okay. So no homes have been constructed in Phase 3 yet?
No, so we're gonna start graveling, bring the gravel in tomorrow. We already cut the road to grade, subgrade. And so we're gonna bring gravel in, so we should be done with the gravel this weekend. And maybe next week we're gonna pave. So then Graves Engineering needs to go there and estimate the bond. So I have to bond that road
Okay.
with another bank or cash.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
And
it's the
phase-
same thing as phase 1 and phase 2.
Yeah, okay.
Just a different
Okay.
thing.
Thank you. I wasn't sure that, the order of that. So Phase 1 and Phase 2 are 100% complete?
No, that's why we have that bond. I mean,
Okay.
it's all built,
Okay.
and right now I'm trying to build up
Yeah.
enough
All the
money.
lots are built, is that correct, is that right? All the lots are built in Phase 1 and 2?
1 and 2 is all built up.
Every lot?
Yeah, build all the house, yeah,
All the houses are built?
right.
Okay. And is the final road in, or not yet?
It's all paved, the profit is paved, and so what I'm doing on these 6 lots I'm trying to rush. is
In
to
which
get-
phase?
It's part of the phase 2,
Okay.
phase 3, part of phase 3. Yeah. I'm trying to get like 6 lots quick, I mean faster, so I can build up, get money to
Okay.
finish this first and second phase.
Okay.
So I can get rid of this tri-party agreement, these
Mhm.
two tri-party agreements. So, and again, it will be another bond for the third phase, which third phase, what I'm doing right now is, I'm working on 6 lots that I'm trying to get released maybe the next meeting or maybe July, so I can start building house. And at the same time, I will keep working on the rest of the road, so I can have some lots for spring next time, and that'll be the end of the subdivision.
Mhm. Okay. Okay, so basically what this letter is saying is that Hill is not saying that they're not gonna back these 2 phases, they just wanna make sure that they're not backing or have anything to do with Phase 3, right?
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah.
They want that verification.
And then who is the new bank that you're working with that we would get surety from for Phase 3?
Home bank,
Home?
home bank.
Hometown?
Hometown.
Okay.
Hometown.
Okay. And I don't know, I don't have a plan in front of me, Don, but, so I suspect that the extension of Noble Street beyond Castle Circle is where Phase 2 ends?
I have a
Phase
little
2 ends
one-
at Castle Circle.
Hmm?
Phase 2 ends at Castle Circle. I have right here if you want to.
Okay. I mean, I think this reads like what,
Little one. This is what I'm working on right now. I'm trying to get these lots from Castle Circle,
mhm,
all the way up here. Here.
okay,
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lots.
all right. And all of Phase 2, 1 and 2 are over here, are back here,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is Phase 3 also, right?
That's what I'm working on. So
Yeah, yeah.
now I'm
Noble
gonna
Street.
keep going this
Okay.
way, and I'm gonna loop
Yeah,
right over here.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
all right. Yeah, I mean, I think, I appreciate the explanation. It does seem to make sense, so, and I understand why they're looking for this.
So what we have to sign here, then we just sent her.
You're not
the
that,
bank
this
is-
letter?
Oh,
Yeah, so this letter is what the attorney is looking for us to sign so that they can move forward with their,
What happened is,
So what is this then?
hometown wants to be first place on this subdivision. And for them to release first place to them, they want a letter from me. I mean, the tri-party tells everything. I don't know why they need a letter, but it's nothing I can do. They want it. I give it to them, or I don't get the finance.
yeah. So this is just a copy of the covenant agreement, right, Don?
Yeah, the other thing. It looks like when you had the interim planners, there was something that must have been discussed at a meeting toward the end of 2015 about extending the covenant. Found the correspondence electronically in the computer, but I didn't find it physically signed or anything else, so. One of the attorneys, not Tony's attorney, but I guess it was the opposing attorney for the bank possibly, said he didn't find the extension of the covenant on record at the registry. They'd been drafted, but it ended up being voted on or acted on by the board, so that's what that is. It's up to date. The draft did say that it was extended to 2018.
So what we have in front of us should have been
Should have been
Should have been
signed.
completed
signed
2
and
years ago?
recorded. Yeah.
Can you can't go back and look at the minutes of the meeting?
I did. I didn't see anything about it.
Yeah, well, I can't remember back
Intent
then.
was, I think the intent
That's
was there to
before my
vote it,
times.
so he might have, I just suggest you vote tonight and sign it, and
The what?
I suggest you just vote it tonight and sign it and deliver it.
Yeah, but I can't remember back, Don, what that was. I need more information than that. I just can't. So this would have been signed when?
January of last year.
January of 2016? I mean, we wouldn't have done it when it expired, right? So this expired December 31st, 2015?
That's what it said, but it's not exactly that it expires, it's just that,
I mean, the one thing that we did do was because of economic reasons, a covenant was, a subdivision covenant was only good for, what's typical? I can't remember, a year or?
2 years.
2 years. We extended it and said it would be good for 3 years or 5 years. We made that, I remember making that
Yeah.
recommendation or suggestion, just because some of these contractors, basically building had ceased, and, rather than having their covenants extend or expire and having to continue to come in front of us. I don't have a problem with signing personally, the tri-party agreement to take care of this. I get that. But as far as this covenant extension, I need more information before I'm willing to sign.
The last one on the record at the Registry of Deeds apparently said 2010 anyway.
Oh, that's good.
I'll show you what I found in the file.
It's not your fault, Don. I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying, I just don't feel comfortable. So you watched the minutes of the meeting where we were supposedly extending?
I read the minutes.
Oh, you read them,
There's
okay.
nothing there. This is, I made I crossed something off on that, but you can see, this is what I found in the file.
Well, it's the same as we see here.
Well, not exactly, but updated the information on that one. To
Yeah, see,
officially,
this is
to
what's
officially rescind,
official.
to officially rescind the subdivision, you have to file a rescission notice. So if it's not, I don't think it's rescinded.
And if Guy has more recollection.
Yeah, I need some more research on this piece of it, personally. I'll sign the other letter. But is this is necessary too?
Yeah, the bank doesn't give me the, doesn't close on the loan before I get that extension.
I researched it too, that's what I found.
Did you talk to Guy?
No, I didn't have a chance. I just found out about this, I think this morning.
You what?
Just found out about this like
Oh, okay.
this morning,
So
yesterday.
as of right now, there is no covenant? There's no...
There's a covenant, but it expired supposedly December 31st of 2015. And
Which means
it's
there is...
understood that we extended it. Dawn is saying January of 2016, but I was on the board, and I don't know, that was, well over a year ago. That could have. I mean, I know Mr. Sakura's always done what he needs to do, but I just can't sign a document like this blind without having information.
Look at the minutes on either side of that, I just found that in the computer.
Okay. No, I understand.
And the minutes didn't say anything one way or another either.
Yeah.
Either the month before or the month after.
Okay, then we're gonna have to ask Guy Horn, because it sounds like,
His name is on it.
yeah, his name is here, right?
It was. The draft. I found it on the computer, yes, that's right.
Usually has a pretty good memory, and his name is on it. Maybe there'll be a little more information.
Yeah. So if we signed a document extending the covenant, it wouldn't be in the computer, would it? Will you scan that, or wouldn't it be in a file?
It's not in the file either.
Yeah. Well,
I looked up that meeting and that date, the month before and the month after, and I didn't find any reference to it.
yeah. I don't know, that's just my opinion. I don't know what you guys feel.
This is before my time. I don't know. That's not what my question was. I wasn't sure how this tied into that. But now
If, I have a copy of the covenant too, if you want to see that.
Yeah, it's separate and distinct.
Well, he still needs this to,
Yeah, I understand,
Move
but I
forward.
mean, this doesn't have.
But this would be for
Right.
his new bank, correct? Correct? This would be...
One
Science
without
fair.
doesn't help me at all.
Right.
because The bank
Yeah, he
doesn't
needs
close the
both.
loan.
yeah, so, my feeling is, he's got a copy of the,
Original covenant.
yeah, but that's okay. I mean, the original covenant is good. It's great, but it's really the extension is what we're talking about, and we don't have any documentation that supports that this covenant has been extended. And so, we sign it, after the fact, and something happened in between, and this was never signed, I just want to know.
The only thing that would have happened was that the board would have sent a notice to the registry of deeds, be recorded that the plan was rescinded. And that didn't happen, so.
So do you think it was just somebody's oversight, that it just never got done?
I think so.
But if a developer's covenant expires and they don't come forth, and I'm sure Mr. Square did, I'm not questioning that, but let's say that the contractor did not come forward and extend the covenant and just continued to build.
You can't build roads, you can't build houses.
Whatever,
with the
build
covenant.
houses, what,
I never stopped building.
yeah, right.
And wasn't this thing like because the economy or whatever, and then the governor extend every project. It was something like that because the house market fall apart in 2008,
Right.
2007, and I guess there was a automatic extension in every project, every subdivision, done by the governor, Patrick.
Yes.
Something like that. We talked, I mean, I remember we came to a meeting and we talked about that. But again, I mean, I don't, I know there was a, sometime was extended till December of 2018. But I don't know what happened. I mean, is a document there that says it was extended till December 31st, 2018.
Mhm.
And it was only
You don't have a copy of it, right? You don't have a copy of it.
If I do, I don't know, I'm not the best bookkeeping.
One of the attorneys doing some title research contacted me. Apparently, it's not recorded at the Registry of Deeds. It's not an extension.
Yeah. You know, that part doesn't bother me, Don, because I understand that someone may have forgot to do that, but the issue that I do have is I need just proof that we supported this and that we signed off on it, and if we can find some sort of document here that, you know, confirms that, whether it be, I mean, when we release a lot for him, isn't it usually accompany the
If you
current
release a
covenant?
lot, it's going to be, if you release a lot, it's going to be covered by a bond. Or it's going to be, the road will be totally built. That doesn't usually happen.
But I'm not talking about the financial side of it. I'm talking about, if a lot is to be released, you know, wouldn't the planner look and say, okay, let me make sure that this covenant is up to speed? And have, you know, be able to, if you have 10 subdivisions going on and, oh, I need this lot released, and I don't know, maybe if the planner's been there a long time, they'd say, oh, I know that Pierpont's all set until 2018, and put it before the board, but,
Well,
I mean, a lot of activity has happened since December of 2015 to now. And there had to be some reference to the existing covenant and in paperwork or something somewhere that we should be able to find.
When was the last lot released? Maybe that would help.
I have that. Last lot was released about
2012 or 2011. 2011.
That doesn't help.
Yeah, we released 13 lots in 2011.
The reason for putting that expiration date in the covenant is if the developer stops building and, you know, just abandons everything, and the subdivision goes away. But you would have to I think you'd have to hold a hearing and issue a document, record at the Registry of Deeds, though, to have the official rescission of the subdivision. The process for that, too. That expiration date just gives you the authorization to do that.
So, this is where I'm stuck still, because if this was never signed, then the covenant lapsed in 2015, correct? December 31st, so can't we just, knowing what we know now, can't we just do another one?
Yeah, and it's essentially, that's what he's suggesting we do.
Essentially what you're doing, right?
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
and there's no reason why we wouldn't want to do that, correct? There's no,
No, I
Nothing
mean,
that
I
I've
want
heard,
I don't want to
no.
hold it up. I guess I just don't want to sign a document that has already supposedly been signed and taken care of. I mean, I can't imagine that we just let a subdivision expire without, I wish Guy was here, because I know that he was on the board and he would have remembered that.
What could go wrong, like, if you sign it? Is anything can go wrong, or?
Yeah.
What do you feel, Marcia? What are your thoughts?
Well, Guy's name is on here and he has a
Did I
good,
see that for a long time?
yep, he has good
That's the way I found
recollection.
it, just like that.
Just like that, crossed out like that?
Was it
No,
crossed
not
out?
crossed out, that's my
Okay.
writing.
Oh,
I'm just
okay,
doing that for my
yeah.
update.
So this is what he had in the computer, and then,
You just changed this?
yeah. Where did the information come from that you wrote in? Where was that?
The book and page number?
No. Just here.
I'll just change that to today.
It's just 5/24/2017.
Oh,
Like,
you
that's
just changed
what
it
he-
to
yeah, he
today's
just-
date, I
then he
see, I
just-
see.
I guess I suggest waiting till the next meeting and bringing it forward again with Guy, see if he remembers his name is on there. He seems to have good recollection of when things occurred. And then they won't, well, hopefully he can push it forward now.
So your last comment, Don, was that if, for some reason, this covenant wasn't extended in December of 2015 to December 31st, let's just say we never did it, and it was something that we forgot to do. As long as the applicant continues to build and does everything in good standing, then there's really, it's necessary, but there's no really any breach of covenant contract, because he continues to do what he's supposed to do. However, if for some reason he stopped building or abandoned the project,
You have
then,
the ability to rescind the subdivision officially.
right.
You would have to,
But if he abandoned it, let's say this was in place December 31st, 2018. Let's say that this was already in place, which it sounds like it is, but we just can't find it. And he abandons the subdivision,
I
what's
will
the
not.
difference?
I won't.
I don't, I
we know he's
understand.
gonna go into, he
I
wouldn't be here,
understand.
but.
I didn't do it up
No,
till
I know,
now,
I know,
so.
I know. But what's the difference? We still have right to utilize the surety and finish the subdivision, right?
Right.
So what's the reason
The
for
point-
having an active covenant?
You don't have the surety, you know, you can look at it a couple ways, but I'd say that the surety is for the lots that are built on, obviously, to date. And the covenant is for the lots that haven't been built on yet. So that if it's never gonna get built, the planning board has the ability to rescind the subdivision. So it's automatically rescinded, but that you have to record, the case law tells me that you have to hold a hearing, actually record the decision of the planning board when you're rescinding a subdivision, take it off the record.
Okay. And if there is an active covenant and that happens, it's the same thing, right? So I guess I'm trying to understand what the reasoning behind having an up-to-date covenant is.
I don't know, because lots have already been released,
Well, didn't you say that
but this
your
covers.
bank needed this, or to get, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
They do, no, they do, but this is necessary for this subdivision to even be in existence in Dudley, an active subdivision that's within date. So that's what we don't have. It had, this this really has nothing to do with the bank, as far as I understand. He needs it tonight for the bank because he's trying to get financing with someone else other than the one that's currently creating surety for Phase 1 and Phase 2. But I don't think normally this has anything to do with the bank. It's really just, we want to make sure that this covenant is active and is in date. And so someone comes and they want to build a subdivision in 2000, and it's going to take 4 years, and you give them a covenant to 2004, but it's taken till 2006. You don't just let it expire. You have an extension of that covenant till 2006. And then, okay, the development is finished, it's still in date, you close it out, everything's done, So this was obviously from when he started, was through some very hard times, and, this has been extended probably, I don't know, a couple times, I would imagine.
At least 3.
And I guess what I'm trying to understand is, what happens if a covenant is not extended and the contractor continues to build? What's the impact? And I'm not really getting a clear answer. I don't know the answer to the question.
The contractor wouldn't continue to build because he wouldn't be able to get his money back because the lots haven't been released from the covenant that's on record.
Okay. So he would only be able to build on those lots that had already been released? So he
Because
wouldn't
there's
be
a
able to
bond in
get-
place.
Huh?
Because there's a bond in place, right? Initial
But I
agreement.
mean, all the final lots were released in, I think he said 2012, 11 or 12.
Phase
so-
2, yeah.
Yeah, but that was well before the end of the covenant. So now the covenant ended. What's in his interest to extend the covenant? I don't know. I'm asking the question. I don't know the
To
answer.
extend the covenant is that he can't get a building permit because he can't, anyway, and he can't get a bond until the lots are released.
Okay. When was the last time you requested a building permit? When was the last time you were building a house on Phase 2?
Around this time, no, it was August last year.
In 2016?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just closed on the house.
There it is, right there. So,
I closed on the house
Huh?
last February.
so there it is. So,
This past
You-
February?
Yeah, this year.
so do you need to, doesn't Nelson need to verify that there's an active covenant?
He needs to verify as an active bond.
I understand the bond part, but doesn't he have to make sure that the covenant is up to date?
If the lots were released for building, there'll be a certificate of compliance or whatever it might be. He's gonna list all the lots that were released
Yeah,
based on the bond being set typically.
right.
So this has nothing to do with a building permit? the covenant?
Not really, because
But I
Can't
think
issue-
that's what he just
you
said,
can't-
didn't he? Isn't that why I just asked that
can't
question?
issue, no, you can't issue building permits on lots that are under the covenant because they haven't been released from the covenant yet. The covenant says that you won't build until the roadway construction is complete. Or it's, the performance, geez. Or there's a performance guarantee in place.
Going around in circles.
Yeah,
Banks that don't lend money on the project that doesn't have a covenant up to date. They went through the register of deeds.
yeah.
We have this over here, and it is not recorded at the register of deeds. And I gotta have a covenant that is
Yeah,
recorded, so
right.
they can
But-
lend me the money.
But how could you sell a house? How could you get a building permit from the town of Dudley without an active covenant?
The covenant
Did you?
is released for the lots that are built upon, because they bonded. There's a bond in place to assure that the construction of the street takes place in front of those lots to get access to them. these lots aren't released for building yet because we can't guarantee the access. 'Cause it's either not built or it's not bonded.
Well,
Whose authority?
The covenant is a form of surety. It's to assure the town that no one will build houses that don't have the proper access to them.
right, and shouldn't
Erosion control law.
the building inspector be verifying that there's an active covenant when he allows Mr. Sakara to build a house on a lot that's been released?
The covenant isn't active if they've been released.
The covenant isn't active if they've been released. That
Not
doesn't
really,
make sense.
because they're released from the covenant.
But we
Release form recorded
release a
registry.
lot. We would not release a lot if there was not an active covenant. If he came in with an A&R and he wanted to release 10 lots, we would have in our book here the active covenant. We would say, okay, covenant is, or we'd have a checklist that you would check off and say, yes, the covenant is up to date, is within the date range. And then we would say, okay, yes, great, there's an active covenant, check. There's this, check. We got our lot release money, check. Everything's set. So this has been verified. Now, again, Tony said that the last time he released lots for the final phase of 2 was in 2011. So this was active because it expired in 2015. So I'm just trying to
What's on
understand,
record? The
Don.
registry says 2010.
Well, that doesn't help.
I know.
Well,
That doesn't help me. That
That's what
makes
they
this
tell me.
case much worse.
That's what they tell me.
So,
And apparently it was extended 5 years. That's what that tells me.
okay,
Again, I just found that. I didn't find any minutes to back it up or anything, but apparently it was extended for 5 years through the Permit Extension Act.
yeah. Well, listen, I tried. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I really don't. I would like to give you your letter. I'll sign one of the papers. I have no issue with this one. But this one here, I'm going to have to ask you to do a little bit more, personally, I'm going to have to ask you to do a little more research and find out, because I just don't like to sign my name to stuff that I have no, even if it has no impact on anything whatsoever, the fact that this says the covenant is extended from December 31st, 2015, which you're asking me to sign, that I don't even know if it was extended from 2015. You're saying the Registry of Deeds, the last one they have, says 2010. I'm not participating in that, so.
Well, that's
Who
what I found.
generates these comments?
Huh?
Who generates the comments?
This came from the planning office, and it's not Don. Please, Don, I apologize.
I found it in the computer and after
I
months of a
know,
lot of
I
searching.
know, I know.
So our best,
I do a lot of searching like that.
No, I know, and you've cleaned up a lot of stuff, trust me, I know that, I know that, and you're taking the brunt of this tonight, but it's not your fault. We appreciate what you've done, but, you know, if, we have to have some integrity here, and if the Registry of Deeds is saying one thing, and, you know, I just will only be appeasing the bank, and it's not gonna be right, and I'm not comfortable doing that, so.
If this is gonna put me in a situation that, I use all my funds waiting for financing right now.
Yeah,
And, what's gonna happen now?
so, as long as we can get this ironed out, I'll come into the office and we'll sign it. We don't have to wait for another meeting. I understand the situation you're in.
What information, what about if it doesn't find anything else?
I'll have
Well,
to go back and see
do we
what
just
else
start
I found.
another covenant? Do we just start again? Just
Then
do
we'll
it from
just-
now?
Yeah, then we'll just have to, but it'll be a meeting that, you know, we'll dot our i's and cross our t's that say, hey, this was lost, this was missing, this was 2010, but I'm not gonna sign a document that says that we're extending from 2015, which the Registry of Deeds says 2010. It's not right. It's not right for us to do that as a board. It's just not the right thing to do.
Apparently that was done, is the Permit Extension Act. which automatically.
Okay, let's find that. I need verification that that was the case. I don't recall that. So,
Yeah, I don't recall the exact number of years, but I think,
but Don, as the current planner, you need to make us feel comfortable about, you know, what is the history, what has transpired, you know, and so that we understand. And if you say, look, I can't find it, I can't figure it out, we don't know, so that means we need to have a meeting about a covenant extension for Pierpont Estates, and this date, instead of saying December 31st, 2015, needs to say 2010. And there's gonna be some sort of disclosure here that says, you know, this was either a mistake by the planning board or whatever it was, that it was never recorded, so that if something were to happen, or, you know, at least going forward, we have accurate records. But going backward, we
I
don't.
searched for keywords and I didn't find it, so.
So you're saying that
I'll have to go back to the minutes in 2010 or 2011.
One more second,
Again.
and I'll do this. If Guy Horn remembers, and Guy Horn has information or recalls or can straighten this out and understands exactly, which there could be a chronology here on what had transpired, then I've been on the board with him for a number of years. I will support that and, you know, and move forward with it, but until then, and I would want that date to say 2010. I would, whatever the Registry of Deeds date says today, I would want that to be there, rather than,
Okay, I looked up the covenant, I didn't look up the extension date. I didn't look up the extension. I didn't, you know,
are you in the office tomorrow?
I used up all my time already,
You did?
yeah.
both gentlemen mentioned the Permanent Extension Act. Maybe that's something we can check online ourselves. Maybe that's a piece that'll,
I can check online to find out what's at the registry. I can check the registry, I can do that tonight, I can't do it tomorrow though. I can do it tonight. I'll just do it, it's online anyway.
Don, do you remember when the extension first kicked in?
The permit extension?
Permit
Act.
extension from Deval Patrick? Do you remember
I think it was-
that?
I think it was 2012, I'm not sure.
All I remember is that my engineer, he came to a meeting, I believe, just too long ago, and there was, they talked about an extension done by the, Fitzpatrick, the governor.
Mm-hmm.
Was as an act of something because of what happened to the market, all right? So, I don't know if that is the confusion there.
September 18th, 2012 is when it was.
And how,
What was,
It's right about 2012.
what is the Permit Extension Act? The Permit Extension Act was created by Section 173 of Chapter 240 of the Acts of 2010 and extended by sections. The purpose of this act is to promote job growth and long-term economic recovery, and the Permit Extension Act furthers this purpose by establishing an automatic 4-year extension to certain permits and licenses concerning the use or developments of real property. With limited exceptions, the act automatically extends for 4 years beyond its otherwise applicable expiration date any permit or approval that was in effect or existence during qualifying periods beginning on August 15th, 2008 and extending through August 15th, 2012. So even if the Registry of Deeds even if the Registry of Deeds says 2010, that would bring it to 20, you know, to 20, what did I say, 4 years?
Yeah.
2014. And if it was December 31st of 2015, that would make it December 31st of 2019, and we've got 2018 here, so. So that's my thoughts on this. So were you just gonna look for signatures on this, Dawn, and it was gonna include this letter as well, or do you want signatures on the letter also?
The letter?
There's two letters.
You have it
Well,
right
that's
there.
his, yeah. Oh.
Read the letter.
Is this the letter you put forth for the
Oh,
planning board
okay,
to
yeah,
sign?
I don't see a spot for a
Here's-
signature, that's why.
Here's
okay.
our
Okay,
That was a draft.
logo. This is a draft.
Okay. This was a draft,
Yeah.
okay.
Bond did a letter, and Yale's Financing did another letter. I just wanna make sure that they're gonna sign this thing, because
Okay.
Two letters.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, if we can do some more research and move it forward, it doesn't have to wait till the next meeting.
I just can't, I just, because right now, I mean, I use all my funds. I have gravel coming in tomorrow, and I have to cancel everything, because I supposed to close on this loan tomorrow, and then I'm gonna be able to do it. This will put me through a mess.
I can rewrite this. Change extended to December 31st, 2018, or 2019, whatever you want to vote. Regardless of the first date.
Just take out the December 31st, 2015? Just,
That would help.
Is this one signature adequate? Just one signature, okay?
So, I mean, you have gravel coming tomorrow. You're gonna get this to the bank. What, Tony, we need you have to respect our position.
I understand.
Okay. I mean, he got this, what, yesterday or this morning? Okay, and now we're here and there's just not enough information. And, we have a responsibility to the town and we just need to do this the right way. And I just don't feel comfortable. If Guy was here, we probably wouldn't even be talking about this right now because his name was on it, but he's not. And so that's that. But you have stuff coming tomorrow that I can't imagine that the fact that we're not gonna sign, that we can't sign this one piece is gonna stop all of that. What is your drop dead date that you need to have this, not the letter, because I've already signed that one, this covenant extension, what is the date that you need it?
2 weeks ago.
Well, you should have been here 2 weeks ago.
Well, I didn't know about this.
Yeah, we didn't either.
The attorney for the bank is the one that
Yeah,
find out that was not, it was not recorded.
yeah.
So that's how I find out. I mean, I agree with you when you said that the building department or whatever, that they should know what's going on over there. And if there's anything that I need to do,
Yeah,
they should ask me.
right. Well, my point in saying that is, and I know Nelson, and he's very buttoned up, and he looks at all those things. So I suspect that before he gave you a building permit or a final approval of a house that was built, that he would verify that the covenant was still in date.
I totally agree
He
with
looks
you.
at that. I know he does.
I
So
totally agree with you.
where's he looking? I don't know, and I guess I'm,
Those lots were released from the covenant.
Dawn, you keep saying that, but I asked you specifically, when is this covenant referenced, again, and I think you said when the house is being built, not when the lot's being released. I get that. The lot was released and this was active. That was back in 08, or 2011. It was active. It was done. And even if it wasn't, it doesn't matter at this point. What I'm trying to do is trying to find someone in this building that accesses this document, this covenant somehow. And the one that comes to mind is Nelson, because from what I understand, and again, it's only from what I understand, that when Tony comes before him and says, hey, the house is all built, I'm all done, I need your final sign off, he has already either looked at this or will go to some file and look at this. So
He won't look at that, he'll look at, didn't show lots released through a bond.
he won't verify that the subdivision is still active? That is still, the covenant is still active in that subdivision?
I wouldn't be issuing a building permit for a lot that was active on the covenant.
But when he issued the building permit, it may have been active. But if it takes him a year to build a house, or 6 months, or whatever,
That's,
you'd think he looks. I don't know.
All they look for in the building department is for what is released from the planning board. So this is basically, do I understand is just a planning board,
if it were me, I would have had the board sign release of the lots, file it with the town clerk, give it to, Tony in this case, the applicant, whoever it may be, record the registry of deeds, prove to bring back a receipt from the registry of deeds. Well, you can check online, that's a little bit different, but you used to have them bring back a receipt from the registry of deeds showing that they recorded it. That way, anybody doing a title knows that access to that property is guaranteed. We send a copy to that to the building inspector after we know it's been recorded, and we probably file a copy with the town clerk for the records.
I can try to call Guy, but I suspect that since he's not here, he wasn't available tonight. But without some...
Look at the minutes from 2011. Look at the minutes from 2011, 2010.
You just received this yesterday or today?
I just got notice of it yesterday.
Yeah, so that's short notice.
And when Tony was in, we were searching the records to find out when the lots in Phase 2 were released. And I forgot the record of that. It was, like you said, sometime in 2011, I don't know, September or so, whatever.
So,
That's a
at
while
that
ago.
point, if it was released, then the covenant would have been extended from 2010, which is the last date that the Registry of Deeds has it, right?
So they tell me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily believe the Registry of Deeds, although we should. I mean, we have to rely on, what we have in our office here, and I know that there's just been a number of people in there, so. Well, like I said, I'll make a special trip down. I don't think you need everybody's signature, or maybe you do.
3.
Yeah,
I'll come in anytime.
and I don't know if you're, yeah. So, it sounds like the three of us are willing to do this if it's something that we can.
You need to sign it too.
Look good.
I'm sorry, Tony, I just,
Short notice for us, too.
If I
Well,
can,
I think, the way I see it, the planning board or whatever, I don't know, who should I blame, but when expired, I should be notified by the planning board to extend it,
Yeah,
all right? So, and again, I don't know what happened, the thing is, I have this, over there was extended till December 31st, 2018.
I found that
There's only
it's
one
unsigned.
name over there, guy Orn.
yeah.
So it's just never finished.
So somebody did some work on, but they never finalized.
Yeah, I mean, this has to be notarized. So that document that said Guy Horn's name on there, it just had his name typed in. But there was no signature, there was no notary, no,
It just said, look, she didn't sign it
Couldn't find
either.
anything in the
Just has
minutes.
her
I mean,
name
I can
typed
look,
in.
I can look through the file again, but I couldn't find it in the paper file either. I didn't find a notation in the minutes where the board took a vote.
So what about if we don't find what we want?
Then we just started again?
I mean,
if we don't find what we want, Tony, then, yeah, we'll just, you know, then we'll be, I'm just gonna make the assumption that this was never extended, and you're asking for us to extend it, and we'll extend it, but these dates will be right. And right now, from what I'm hearing, they're not right. And so, we'll extend it, and we'll extend it beyond 2018. You know, whatever you need. But I just, this date here, December 31st, 2015, is not right, in my opinion, because I'm being told that the Registry of Deeds, last time they have a recording of it is 2010. So it's just wrong for us to sign this document, and I can't even verify that. I want to see the recording of the last time it was. If it was 2010, then it was 2010. And if this needs to be extended to 2018, then we'll extend it to 2018, and then we'll sign it. But it will be stated that we are signing it on this date, not because somebody forgot, or it wasn't recorded, or we're not sure what happened. The Attorney General will have our butts. It's just, you can't do that. I know it seems, you know, harmless, Don, maybe to you, but I just, I'm not comfortable.
Yeah, and the thing is, nobody signed this extension.
like I said, I found it in the computer, doing research. I didn't find a signed copy in the file, but it's not to say I didn't, you know, I looked through the file, but I didn't find, it's,
So I promise you, within the next 2 days, we'll have some information for you. And I don't know if this needs to be, Dawn, if this needs to be a televised meeting or whatever, or if we can get together, or you can share with us via email, hey, yes, it was 2010, that was the last time it was recorded by the Registry of Deeds, here's the stamp, here's the Registry of Deeds, and we
Can
can't
search that.
find the other one anywhere, so we're gonna need to extend this to December 31st, 2018.
well, I can do that if you give me about 20 minutes. I mean,
I want you people to go home, and I want to go home too. So we think the next couple days, we have something signed.
Yeah, although Don said that he's not around tomorrow, not Friday either, Don?
pro bono.
Yeah, he's used up a lot of time
I
with the
know.
town meeting.
I know.
I'll see what I can find tonight before I go home.
Maybe we
I
can
can
all
stay
go in
awake.
there after the meeting and just take a quick look through the files and see what we can find.
I appreciate anything you can do, because really my situation right now is bad, very bad.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll do what we can do, and I appreciate you understanding why we can't just sign documents to make things right. It's just not, it's not what we do. And I know that you're not suggesting that, but that's what it feels like to me, that we're just signing it to appease somebody. I don't have any information about what the old one was. I mean, I was probably on the board back in 2010, but I can't remember that. It's just, there's just too many things to do, to remember, and I just can't remember. So my name may very well be on that document when we do find it, but I can't remember, so,
Okay.
yeah. But we'll be in touch with you and let you know. Does he have your cell phone number, Don?
You have mine, I'm not sure I have yours.
I don't have, for yours, I don't have your phone number, no.
Well, it's a private cell phone, but it's 401.
Why don't you just write it
Yeah.
down for him, Don, so,
Sorry.
so we don't publicize it? Just write it down for him.
Okay, Don, Don,
He's gonna whisper to you, so everybody doesn't hear, because it's not a town, it's private.
okay. I think everybody's home.
All right, Tony, thanks.
You, let's can resolve this thing, as I'm running out of time.
Yeah,
I'm already late, about a month late. so,
I understand,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay,
We'll see what we can do.
I appreciate that.
All right.
So, I can call you anytime,
Well, preferably not after midnight.
no, no.
11:30 is okay, though.
Okay, certainly can do, and, sorry about the trouble, but,
Okay.
all right,
Have a
thank you.
good night.
Yeah.
One time I actually had somebody call me.
Those
Years ago,
letters.
I
Oh,
had
I
somebody
think
call me and
that,
say the rates,
I think Don
rates
has
to go
them.
down.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah,
need
that's
copies.
half of it.
Do we have a copy of those?
I'll run a copy.
I'll run it.
Thanks, Marcia.
So is somebody gonna call Don, Guy? Just to find out what he remembers? I mean, not tonight, but I mean,
Yeah,
See what I can find.
he might remember something about it.
I find it.
Or find him, hunt him down.
It goes to the same restaurant that I go in noontime.
okay. And, also, when we get this signed, you should keep a file like that and put it in there, so that if Dawn loses it,
There
And
may
you have
be,
one.
I can, there may be a area, my engineer that start the project,
yeah,
Norman Gamache, they have that.
why don't you check with him?
I give him a call tomorrow morning.
All right.
You have the original. I found that at the Registry of Deeds
Yeah.
website.
Okay.
Search out the extension.
Thank you very much.
All
All
right,
right.
thank you.
Good night.
Good night. Okay, moving on. E, discussion of economic development planning options. So what is this?
I'll just briefly, starting the project, I sent you a copy in your package, and you have the scope of services. The project with CMRPC. I'm actually starting that on the 6th of June. I'm meeting with Dominique. She's working on that with us. Chris Ryan is working on it as well. A couple of other employees. I think possibly an intern as well. And also the Economic Development Committee would like to have the planning board and board of selectmen come to a joint meeting on the 21st of June. 7
I
o'clock
think-
here.
I think we scheduled that, right?
Yeah, we did, yeah. We talked
Yep.
about that. yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's in there. Okay. Good,
So we're moving along with that.
great. Item F, discussion on use of remaining Green Communities funds.
You see, you have a copy of a memorandum of agreement of some kind, memorandum of understanding, whatever they call it. That we're getting an extra $5,000 or so for this year coming up. I understand that Greg is meeting at the highway garage with the whoever's doing the lighting upgrade over there, the contractor, and that should be starting, or it should be done by the end of the month, next month, I think.
Oh, good.
That's it.
And then the police idle, vehicle idle or something?
Check on that again.
Huh?
Now the town meeting's over, we can just check on things like that again.
Okay. All right. And then planner's plate.
Well, I've been mostly involved with town meeting activities for the
I can
Yeah.
vouch for that.
Yep. No, I know that.
Busy
And I'm
time.
sorry that I wasn't there. I did talk to Guy, and so as far as town meeting goes, he kind of gave me a little bit of an update. So it appears that all the articles went through no problem, and then that one was identified based on town council's research that it would be construed as spot zoning.
because they hadn't, basically they hadn't proven that it had a public benefit.
Right. And so, Guy had encouraged them to kind of not let it die, but kind of come back and see if we could work together.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Great. Anything else from town meeting that was insightful? Were you there?
Yeah, I was there.
The town bylaw for earth removal and replacement also passed.
Yeah, that's good. That was a good one, Marcia.
Like I said, Dave's Way also passed.
Yeah.
Now he just has to work with the selectmen with the deed transfers and so forth.
Good. Yeah, that's a good example of I feel like a good contractor who stuck with the subdivision through thick and thin. It didn't pass the first 2 times for whatever reasons, and he still maintained,
It was the process that wasn't followed up, I think, the first couple
Yeah.
times.
I think, on both sides possibly, but doesn't matter. But the fact remains is that it's done. He must have been happy. Did you guys see him? Was he
He
there?
was down front.
Yeah.
He was on the front, yeah, he was in
Mhm.
front of me. He was happy.
Okay. Any comments from the planning board?
Well, I witnessed all the time Dawn, our planner, Dawn, put into preparing for the town meeting. We had six or seven articles, and so he helped draft the explanations, and I saw a lot of the time he put in. And so he's been working overtime. He's a part-timer. And to receive that, what was on our agenda tonight about, is it Pierpont Estates?
Yeah.
He only received it yesterday morning, so I appreciate the research that you've done so far, Dawn. A lot comes your way, and
Wind it up, hopefully.
we'll get to the bottom of that one, but thanks for your efforts.
And, yeah, he's certainly kind of came in with a lot of things that needed to be taken care of, and he's kind of hitting those little by little, so that's good. Economic development being one of them.
Audience?
Okay.
Yep, no comments from the audience. I have one comment. I would like to make sure that we start our meetings at 7 o'clock. It's really, really important that we start them at 7 o'clock. And, you know, if there's one time, you know, in a couple meetings that that we can't, then, okay, I get it. If we're waiting for a quorum, okay. But I'd really like to see if we can just make an extra effort to, and myself included, I'm not saying that, you know, I'm not coming in late or whatever. We're all really busy. I just think that we owe it to the people who are here and who have prepared for our meetings that, you know, we open it on time, and especially if there was an agenda item behind this one we just went through, it's not fair to them to make them wait. We want to encourage people to recognize Dudley and come here and, you know, want to do business with us. And so I think that's just a common courtesy. So anyway, I'll just leave it at that.
Well, we almost started without you tonight.
I know.
We were,
I didn't
we-
know we had a quorum in here.
we were counting down.
1 minute late.
Yep. Yep, like I said, guilty as charged, but it's
You were
not,
here
it's
within
not
3 minutes.
it's not often, that that's the case, but today it was, so. So, yeah, that's why I said myself included.
Teasing.
I know. And I would encourage you to start with, without me if I'm not here also. But you'll always know whether I'll be here or not. And then last thing is, I know, Marcia, in June, you were thinking your seat was up, but did we resolve that? It was a,
We resolved it. It was kind of conflicting. I thought I signed up for 3 years, but at that point in time, it was a 5-year term. But when you looked at the town roster for when people's terms ended, mine showed that it was ended. Because I'm not here 5 months of the year, I didn't think it was fair to the planning board or the public. So I resigned effective June, whatever the election date is, in June 2017.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you sent a letter to Dunn?
No, I sent it to Aura. I was told
Oh.
she was the one that,
Okay,
yeah.
all right, I was not aware of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if we have any candidates on the,
Somebody came in inquiring about a sticker campaign. That's all I know.
okay.
Okay. Very good, thank you. Well, thank you for your service as well. I think you've done some good things for us.
It's been interesting and educational for sure.
Mhm. Okay, if nothing else,
Well, I can mention a couple things. I think, I had a couple meetings earlier this week. or
Meetings?
earlier last week, rather, with the owners of the Angel Evers property. And a gentleman by the name of Keith Coppins.
Keith, what?
Keith Coppins from Phoenix, wherever this is. Phoenix Partnership. We're building a cell tower there as well.
A cell tower,
Tower.
whoops.
Is this Oxford Ave?
No, this is Schofield Ave.
Oh, Schofield.
Oh,
Okay.
that part of, yeah, I was thinking the other one as well.
Technically, the bylaw says that the opponent has to come in for a pre-application meeting, but I guess they couldn't make it this week. So they may be submitting an application. And I don't think the board had a problem with that. We met with both Nelson and myself to Angel Levich's,
Okay.
the owners. And also the representatives of the Phoenix company.
Is this a cell phone tower, did you say?
Yeah, it's another one. They'll be submitting shortly. Just give a email and a letter in your package. They're asking for a few waivers.
All right. Don, whatever happened to the cell phone tower applicant for, is it Hall Road?
I presume he's filling out, making out the application.
Yeah, wasn't he supposed to be before us, though? Or was he
Yes,
and I missed it?
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's right, he was.
Okay.
behind Universal Tag.
Yeah.
Yeah, we approve that.
Yeah, good. Okay.
So are they gonna be coming in and talking to us at some point?
I think they may need to file within the next 3 weeks, so they may not be doing the pre-meeting with the board, but they did do it with the staff anyway, so they got some pretty good input.
Anything else?
See what else is here. Anyone interested in going to the CMRPC annual dinner meeting?
What are they
We
serving?
They're serving us an award. I don't know what they're serving for food.
Oh. Chicken?
Wouldn't doubt it. I don't think it's prime rib.
When is it?
It's prime rib or swordfish or anything like that. It is June 8th, Thursday.
June 8th.
Where is it?
Sutton.
In Sutton?
At
What
the
time?
golf course?
Good afternoon, Greg. I would like to extend an invitation to you, along with the Dudley Water Selectmen, Planning Board members, and department heads, to attend our annual dinner on June 8th, 2017, at the Blackstone National Golf Club in Sutton. I am pleased to announce CMRPC will be presenting the Community Development and Planning Community Partner Award to the town of Dudley. Congratulations. Please let me know how many will be attending from the town on or before Friday, May 26th. Thank you very much. Warm regards, Janet A. Pierce, Executive Director.
Okay. All right. Thursday night, I can't make Thursday. I have a standing commitment on Thursday nights.
I'm not sure.
It better be good. That's a nice place.
What time is the dinner, John?
Doesn't say here, does it? Assuming it's 6 o'clock.
I got an invitation on an email. I'm not sure of the time, but I can pass it on if you're interested.
Are you going, Marcia?
I'll still be a member.
Imagine 6 or 7 o'clock.
Of course you can go. All right. What else, Don?
Just let me know just let them know, actually, by Friday.
This Friday?
That's about it.
Okay.
All right, very good. So regarding Tony, I'll go down there and I'll just look with you quickly in a couple files. I'll also speak with Guy tomorrow, see if he recollects anything. I feel badly, but in the same respect, if he's needed it 2 weeks ago, and again, I certainly understand how
Well,
that
about
sort of
this
stuff
letter, I've been-
operates.
I got a little delayed because of town meeting it was about a 2-day delay.
Yeah, but it wasn't you, it was,
In
the
the letters
the
we
bank's
got.
attorneys, they drag their feet on some of that stuff sometimes. All right, so that is something we need to try to help him with if we can. Like I said, I'm around Thursday, Friday, so I can come by, or you can send that, if we figure it out, you can send it to me, and I have the ability to sign and scan it and send it back, so that'll work.
I'm not sure that'll work for this.
No?
5 signatures probably.
Okay.
I'm sure, you know, we can get everybody somehow. Sure.
My feeling is that if we wait, if it goes till Monday, then it goes till Monday, but.
It's a holiday. Yeah, so it's Memorial Day weekend, so this is, probably couldn't happen at a worse time.
No. All right. Entertaining a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second the
We have a
motion.
motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Good night. Thanks, Ted.